Hi, this is Dr. Alan Widener from Massage Chair Relief, and welcome to our monthly Massage Chair Relief live stream. And we're excited to have Nicholas Beese with us today, who is from Fujiiryoki, but he's actually been from more than that until recently, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But Nicholas, thank you so much for joining us today. It's good to have you.
Yeah, thanks, Alan, and hi, everybody.
I've always enjoyed visiting with you because you're kind of this wealth of information. You're not shy about sharing it, and I appreciate that. You have a lot of understanding of not just the sales of chairs and your competition, but you have also a really good understanding of a lot of the mechanics and the electronics and things like that. Oh, it looks like we're still having we have maybe an issue with Facebook. I keep letting you know if it's resolved. Please check the Facebook. Well, for those of you on Facebook, I don't know, you probably can't even hear it now. It looks like you may not be getting it right now. Hold on a second. Let me see if we can save some changes here and see if it'll broadcast. Anyways, yeah, it looks like for now it looks like it might be back on. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see. Anyways, but Nicholas, I always enjoy talking to you because of your wealth of experience. And I know you travel a lot with your job, especially with all the exciting things happening. But why don't you tell us a little bit about your history in the industry, how you got into it? And I know the Fujiiryoki name, we're going to talk about this in a minute. This is a name that's been around a while, but not really has not really been not monopolized, but it's not really been propagated properly in the past, and we can get into that as well. But go ahead and tell us a little bit about your history in the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm Nick, and I'm with Fujiiryoki, and Fujiiryoki is part of Johnson Health Tech. Johnson Health Tech has been around since 1974. They are one of the largest, if not the largest, fitness manufacturers in the world. So if you go to like a Planet Fitness, LA Fitness, Gold's Gym, a lot of times that's our gym equipment that's in those locations under the Horizon Fitness, Matrix Fitness, Vision Fitness brands. So we're very large in the fitness industry. And I came to Johnson to join the fitness team initially. And within Johnson, they had this small little group that specialized in massage chairs, and it was a rapidly expanding and growing group. So I joined Johnson about 16 years ago or so at this point, and I worked with the fitness group for a few years. And I took this opportunity to join the wellness group because I thought it would be, an interesting job, new things to explore, a new category. And I found massage generally kind of like an interesting topic, because everybody has some exposure to massage chairs. They always think like the ones in the mall and things like that. And the more I dug into it, the more interesting it was. So I have been selling massage chairs as a sales rep or running a division related to massage chairs going back, 10, 11 years at this point. And our company would make massage chairs for other brands, private label. So I saw really the inner workings of how a lot of our competitors operated, their strengths and weaknesses. We work with other factories in addition to our own factories that we own and operate. So I've seen, lots of different sides of the industry. And throughout that time, I've actually traveled throughout the globe helping set up some of the other Johnson subsidiaries in other countries where I can offer them, like a little guidance on how to approach selling massage chairs, the regions that they should target, and what type of features and things like that people like. I mean, it's been really interesting for me throughout that journey because every company operates very differently. Every factory operates very differently. And, the Johnson Group is really unique in the fact that they own both a factory in Shanghai, China, that produces massage chairs, as well as one in Osaka, Japan. Johnson owns and has fully acquired Fujiiryoki, Japan. Fujiiryoki is the world's oldest massage chair manufacturer. They were established back in 1954. They are the largest brand of massage chairs in Japan and the largest brand globally. I mean, they've sold over 5 million massage chairs. So they're a pretty large company, and they've been selling massage chairs for a long time. So they have really unique technical expertise. And really kind of the Japanese brands are very fascinating in that they're always a little bit different than what you see out of China. And that's not to say you don't get unique things out of China or great products out of China. It's just the Japanese brands always have this distinct, unique characteristic to their brand that you don't really find in other markets. And it's a really kind of fascinating journey that you go through. So I've been doing this a long time. I've, seen it all, traveled all over, tried a lot of different food, and tried a lot of massage chairs.
Yeah, you said some things there that I had not heard before either. Now, Johnson Health Tech is a huge company, and it's a multinational company. Did you say where they're based out of?
So their global corporate headquarters is Taiwan. Their main commercial fitness headquarters is in Cottage Grove, Wisconsin. And they also have factories in Vietnam and the United States as well. So it just depends on the products that they're making, which factories they might utilize. For massage, it's China and Japan are their two supplying factories.
Now, the factory that they bought, the Fujiiryoki brand had been around.
Yes.
But it was under a different distributorship here, and I know that you guys kind of reclaimed that distributorship, and now you've been promoting Fujiiryoki. As a matter of fact, the first time I saw you do that was at CES just in January.
Yeah,
I had no idea that this was in play. Tell me a little bit about now. And you had also mentioned that the corporate the corporate tree has changed a bit with the massage chair sector. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So previously, I was operating as part of Johnson, their retail entity in the U.S. So we were selling massage chairs through the Johnson Group, but really over the last few years, I'd probably say like the last 5-6 years. Our company is really invested in our massage chair technology and our divisions. And one thing that happened as part of this is that, my team, we carved out into our own legal entity. So we are no longer part of the Johnson Group in the U.S. We're an independent legal entity, Fujiiryoki Incorporated, based in Torrance, California. And for our group, it's a totally separate entity at this point, and we really have autonomy to run things how we would like. The Johnson team's been great. They're really supportive and helpful, and we always liked working with them. But, there's something different when you're directly part of the Japanese operations of Fujiiryoki. And I kind of let it be a little bit of a surprise in January. I didn't really broadcast that Fujiiryoki was coming to our dealer network.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to let it out a little bit at a time because I knew we had so much good product coming and so many things we were developing that, sometimes it's, you want to save the exciting bits for when there's something cool to talk about and something to excite people about. And we've got a lot of new products coming that I think everybody will really like.
Yeah, and I'm excited to get into that. I just want to interject for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody has any questions for Nicholas or myself, please feel free to enter them in the comments section. We welcome, of course, your questions. Now, Nick, when I was there, you had told me you kind of at CS, you kind of said, "Oh yeah, we got some exciting things coming, but I can't tell you anything." So I think you told me at the time that we've got like three Fujiiryoki models coming out. We got 3 more of the Sinca chairs, or at least that branch. But I have in the times that I talked to you since then, and when I was down there a couple of weeks ago visiting with you, you never really mentioned the Inbalance name or what's going to become of that? It's pretty much been Fujiiryoki, Sinca. Are you going to be transitioning the names of Inbalance to Fujiiryoki or Sinca?
So good question. So a little bit of what we've done is as we've gone around, or as we've gone through time, the focus or the brand of focus has changed. When we started the wellness in the US, the primary brand was the Inbalance Wellness brand. And we really tailored that to kind of fit a US consumer's desire. As we spun up and developed our operations in Japan, the Cinca Wellness brand progressively became our primary brand. So we own and operate both Inbalance and Cinca. And then once we finished the acquisition of Fujiiryoki and really helped integrate them as part of our team, we know that they're the ones that they have the legacy, the heritage, they have the knowledge, they have the technology, they know massage really well. It would have been a disservice not to make them the main focus of our company. So we still sell and operate all of the brands, but our primary brand that we'll be investing the most development and resources into will be our Fujiiryoki brand. Now, we do still develop new product under Cinca. You'll just see less of it under like Inbalance. So Inbalance will become kind of like a smaller brand for us where we won't invest as much R&D on, but you still might find some nice products under Inbalance. Some of our best-selling chairs are Inbalance chairs, but Cinca will still have that really nice modern design feel to it. I think the Cinca products really resonated with certain customers. So you have a nice, clean, contemporary Japanese style design. And then with the Fujiiryoki product, that's where you'll see the most activity from an R&D perspective. We'll put the most money into new product, the most money into new technologies. It's where our most exciting stuff is going to lie. And, we might develop some partnerships along the way with, other brands that are out there as well, too, if we feel like they're a good fit for what we do, too.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of cool to see more chairs coming from Japan. I mean, that's the fountainhead of massage chairs. It all started in Japan, and then with the costs increasing so much over the decades, a lot of the manufacturing went to China. And now it seems like the pendulum's swinging back a little bit. We're seeing more Japanese chairs. At first, we saw chairs when we first got in the industry 18 years ago. Sanyo and Panasonic were still made in Japan. And then Sanyo got swallowed up by Panasonic, and then Panasonic eventually stopped producing in Japan, doing everything in China. And that's, I'd say, maybe 12, 13, 14, 15 years ago. And now, since then, we've seen some models, like the JP Medics Kumo or the Oko M8 chairs that they're constructed in China, but then they're exported to Japan for testing, programming, and assembly. And so now they're said to be made in Japan. Well, now we're seeing a migration, especially, and it's kind of started with your Cincas, because the 3000 and the 1100 and then the 3000 were principally Japanese-made chairs.
Yeah,
not just in name, legally represented as Japanese. They actually had a good portion. I think you said at 1.70 or even 80% of the components were from Japan. And now you've bought a bloody factory there, and so now we're going to see even more of this. And I think that bodes well for the market as a whole. Even though I think the costs will be a little bit higher because of the production costs are still cheaper in other countries. But it's nice to see that these chairs are kind of going back to where they first came from.
Yeah, I mean, throughout my history of working with all these different suppliers and things, there is a difference in how Japan approaches product. It's not just like how fast can we assemble a product, how low of a price can we do. There's a certain craftsmanship touch that you get to a Japanese made product, and a certain, pride that the team takes in developing their technologies and assembling their product. I've never seen anybody in Japan, working in the production line that wasn't really focused on product quality and really focused on doing the best that they could. They'll learn a lot more in detail about what the process is they're doing and be more of a, like a master level assembler, as opposed to someone who's just looking at it as just like a job. It's the product quality is better. The quality checks I found are more thorough in Japan. And it's really like a master craftsmanship style approach. When we work with the team in Japan, they'll push back. If they think something's right or their approach is right and that maybe we should reconsider what we're asking, they'll push back a little bit. Where, for a factory in China, they're doing a lot of OEM type work. So that can be a positive, because if you want to do something, they'll just do whatever they can to achieve whatever you've set forward. But there's something to be said about Japan and them having kind of like it's almost like a soul to their company, that they go, hey, like a Fujiiryoki massage chair has this distinct feel to it, this distinct quality of production. And if it's going to carry the Fujiiryoki name, we need to make sure that it maintains that it's this premium type product. So they'll be more protective with things. It's just, like a cultural difference you see between the two different regions.
Yeah. Will Fujiiryoki be doing some, building or OEM stuff for other importers?
We don't currently have any plans to do that, but never say never. It's we have a good relationship with our peers in the industry, but it's not something that we're doing at this time, and I don't foresee anything like that happening in the immediate future. But you never know.
So that's great. I think your products are going to be pretty much your own. Your own. I mean, of the ones that you're building, that you're having built, are your own models. Now, maybe we could go on a little bit into the models. And by the way, there was a question here asked by Jason: any chairs coming out with a better arm massage? And maybe you can address that as you talk about the products that you're bringing in. So why don't you go ahead and blow everybody's mind like you did mine when I was here a couple weeks ago with what you got done.
Absolutely. So I have multiple chairs with a better arm massage coming out. I assume that they're probably looking at maybe our JP series, the true made in Japan, the Fujiiryoki ones. There is a JP 4000 model currently in development. JP 4000 will roughly price in at the same price level that the JP 3000 is currently. You'll still get that nice advanced feature set, but the JP 4000 has a totally reconfigured arm massage. I felt the arm massage myself last time I was in Japan. It was a noticeably better, compression that you get throughout the arm and feel of the arm massage. You also have a much newer user interface. So it'll jump to a large, 8-inch full color touchscreen tablet that is a lot more modern, sleek, and easy to use. So that one is the one that I think is probably what they're getting at. But even beyond that, I've got a whole slew of models launching up to about $15,000. We've got chairs coming that'll have, arm rollers. So I think what I'll do is I'll give you just like a little rundown of what we're looking at for, the new product that's coming out. So under Cinca, we have the Circ 3 that is launching. It's one of the large subcompact chairs. So not as petite or small as the original Circ, more along the lines of the Circ Plus, a little bit bigger. That chair will have, USB charging ports, Bluetooth. There will be some LED coloring. You'll have a reversible ottoman and leg massage and full SL track in there. And it'll be a little bit, middle of the road massage, not quite as firm as the Circ Plus, but you'll get a very good coverage. That's going to launch probably, you will see it for sale physically in June in store, and it'll retail for about $2,000, and that'll be under the Cinca line. After that, we've got the Calm Plus model, and the Calm Plus model will slot in at about $3,700 retail. You've got a 5-inch full color touch panel. You've got a special flex frame where you can actually lay flat in the chair, but it'll also do SL track style massage where it'll go in and massage the glutes. It's got calf rollers as well. So a really, nice chair. And, at that price, it also has full 3D as well. So you have 3D plus foot roller, plus calf roller, plus the flex frame SL track, all for, $3,700. And that'll be the entry level of the Fujiiryoki line. So it'll be a very feature-rich product for the price. As you jump up to from that, we're going to get into what I affectionately call the super chair. The super chair, we're looking probably a go sale time of maybe September, maybe a little bit earlier. Super chair, it'll be Fujiiryoki branded. It has 2 massage robots in it. It's got the flex frame, it's got calf roller, it's got foot roller, it has 80 plus air cells, 8-inch touchscreen. There are several heaters throughout the chair of variable temperatures. There's actually a special kneading head pillow that grips and kneads the back of your head while you have 2 massage robots massaging you simultaneously. And that one, I think, will be a really competitive chair, has a really good arm massage and fits a larger user better. And when I say larger, I mean maybe like broader shoulder. So that'll be a nice product that I think people will be really interested in. That'll ballpark around 10 grand. And then after that, we'll have that JP 4000, and that'll slot in at the 11 grand price. And that one will be roughly September as well. So super chair and JP 4000 will be about the same time. And then after that, we have some more interesting product coming that I think is new. So the product that will slot in above the JP 4000 into more of that, very premium category. And this will range from a selling price of 13,000 to 15,000, and that'll be the d.core brand. So d.core used to have a previous distribution partner in the US. That distribution is going to be changing over to Fujiiryoki. And really part of it is, the d.core brand is a Japanese brand to its core. They offer the ability to make their products in China. They also offer the ability to make their products in Japan. So they're unique, and they let you kind of pick and choose where you would like it made. But when you meet their company, their philosophy is a Japanese style massage. That is how they're structured, how they approach massage. I had the same discussions with them. It was just like talking with Fujiiryoki. Can you do this? Can you do this? And they're like, no, we're going to do it this way, because this is how we operate. And so we're going to be bringing in the Stratus, Cirrus, and the new d.core 2 massage chair. All of them will be made in Japan. So we're not going to bring in any of the made in China chairs from d.core. We're going to switch all of the production and final assembly over to Japan. So you'll have Stratus JP, Cirrus JP, and both of those we're going to look at probably a June launch, where they'll be for sale starting in June. And then the d.core 2 will actually be here in May. So it's actually very close. So d.core 2 will be 15,000. Cirrus made in Japan, the Cirrus JP, will be 13,000. And the Stratus JP made in Japan, that will be coming in at 11,000. So, when you look at the product that's coming, that d.core 2 chair, I think is awesome. Like personally, I've been using that one all the time. It's the chair that's got the oak side panels. So the previous d.cores, you always had a walnut side panel finish. d.core 2, you have an oak side panel. You've got a 7-inch touchscreen. There's speakers, USB charging port, arm rollers, calf rollers, foot rollers. All the airbags, they also need while they're compressing. So when you talk about a better arm massage, you're going to get arm rollers plus needing arm airbags plus the compression. So you'll get a great arm massage in that d.core 2 chair, and that's an SL track style chair with oak side panels. And I was able to confirm with the d.core team that they do source their wood out of the US as well too. So their walnut panels and their oak panels are both US sourced materials on those.
Now, you had mentioned to me that they're also going to have the Chinese versions that are still going to be available, and to whom will those be available?
So the made in China ones will actually stop being sold in the US. So if you see them, there might be some remaining inventory in the US that's still available for sale. So, if you're thinking about getting one, the price will be a little bit better on the made in China ones than the made in Japan ones. But going forward, there will only be the d.core line available through Fujiiryoki, and all of the models will be made in Japan.
Yeah,
So
that's
that'd
pretty
be all
cool.
us.
That's pretty cool. Will you be able to? We have someone on our that's on the broadcast asking if they'll be available in Canada.
Yes, yeah, we have full distribution in the US and Canada. So typically our approach to pricing in Canada is it'll be roughly the equivalent Canadian dollar price to the US dollar price. So it'd be almost the same as if you bought it here. But we do have inventory in Canada that we land there. We have a partner up there that can do nationwide white glove delivery, and we do a lot of business in Canada already. And we have a full service infrastructure covering all of the US and Canada. So I mentioned before, we're part of the Johnson Health Tech Group. We have more service technicians than anybody out there. That was one thing when I was a sales rep for our factory. Our competitors were always asking us, hey, do you have a service tech here? Do you have a service tech here? For Canadians up there, I can basically service anywhere a Canadian Tire is located. So you should be good.
Okay, so I'm from Canada originally, and boy, I remember thinking at one point, gee, I wonder if I could sell massage chairs in Canada too. And then I go back to Edmonton, where I'm from, and I look at just the barren wasteland north, and I'm thinking, what do you do if someone up there buys a chair? And I've sold a few chairs up there, but my goodness, they are that's a lot of open land up there to cover for a tech.
Yeah, I mean, the techs in Canada are pretty good. I will give them some positive feedback. I found them to be very resourceful, thorough, knowledgeable. Some of our better technicians are based up in Canada, so they do a great job up there.
It's good to know. I've got another question. This is from Michael. He's a fellow I met at CES. He's the distributor in Europe for his chairs, and he's asking if there's any knowledge or whether Johnson plans to be in Europe with
so we have a presence in Europe already. I mean, there's subsidiaries for Johnson in every country. If you go to the Johnson Global website, I think we have a presence in nearly every country in the entire world. There's maybe like a couple in Central Africa where we don't have a footprint. In terms of massage, we also have a presence in Europe as well too. But each region, there's some nuance and differences. So, in some markets, they might be catering to a very specific customer group. In other markets, they might be catering to like every sales channel. There will be a little bit of variance between all of them. But I did help set up some of the massage subsidiaries in different parts of the EU. And I've visited the EU numerous times helping sell massage chairs. So we do have a presence there as well. Yes.
But the models that they offer could be completely different.
Yeah, you could have a difference in models. And actually in the EU, a lot of times we do some business with third-party distributors, and we don't plan to disrupt any of the business with that at all. Each country is managed differently. Some regions where there is a Johnson presence, the subsidiary there prefers to focus on fitness, and we might work with a third-party distributor. Each case is unique for each country, and we just approach it on a case-by-case basis. But I would say in general, Johnson's a great partner to work with, regardless. Yeah. Within the US, I was a sales rep for a lot of the people I compete against, and we're still friendly and we still talk. And, it's how you manage that, I think matters and says a lot about you as a company.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with that attitude and approach. You had mentioned that there may be even some other models coming out that you're not at liberty to divulge at this time. And how many more models are you bringing? I mean, geez, I think just from today you mentioned, what was that, 6? No, maybe even more. You got the d.core, the 3 d.cores. And by the way, incidentally, the d.core chairs are built by the son of Inada, who created the Inada, empire. And so they're Japanese, and they're obviously they're gravitating towards your company because you now have a presence in Japan. So I'm sure there's some kinship there. But you've got the 3 d.cores, Japanese made. You've got the one with the 80 airbags and the split track. You've got the Calm Plus. You've got the 4000. How many more have you got coming now?
We've got, for sure, launching this year, there are 7 chairs that are really close to finished. I've got most of them sitting in my showroom right now, and I use them every day. Alan saw some of them. But out of the 7 that we have, there is a possibility that some more will squeak in at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So I could say that there might be like another maybe 2 or 3 chairs that still could launch this year. It's just a little too early to say.
Yeah.
But when I look at our development cycle, we're doing 7 chairs this year at a minimum, maybe up to 10. You
Wow.
look at next year, we're not slowing down the pace at all. For
Wow.
us, we've been growing a lot as a company. And really investing, in our company and our technology. So we really want to, be a key supplier for people out there and offer the best products. And we really like offering a diverse selection. When you look at our product catalog, I have massage chairs that will be a gentle, relaxing massage. I've got some that will be high precision, deep tissue massage. We offer things that cater to everybody's different taste. So we really recommend that, people, visit a store or a dealer, like yourself, Alan, that can help guide them to the right massage chair, because, all the massage chairs are different and they work differently for everybody. And we want to make a massage chair that caters to everybody's needs. And we do offer all these different technologies in order to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty cool. I mean, you guys have always provided good quality products, always, and your support's been good. And yeah, I'm very content with the relations that we've had with you guys because of the quality of work that you do. I mean, just your, I mean, I know the warranties will change from chair to chair, but your JP 1100 and 3000 models have 5-year parts and labor warranty. You don't see that. Rarely do you see that in a standard factory warranty. You might see that with an extended warranty, but yeah, you guys really back it up, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I would always encourage people, you look for those long manufacturer warranties, because it's a huge difference than an extended warranty. Extended warranties are great. I would buy one if I was buying a high ticket massage chair, but the manufacturer warranty, I'm able to respond and address that so much quicker than if we're working through an extended warranty company. So I always encourage people, look for the chairs that have that long manufacturer warranty, because
Yeah.
it makes your life a lot easier, and it speeds up any service cycle if there ever is an issue.
Yeah. Well, as you know, I have a lifetime labor warranty, and when I have a chair that has a 1-year labor warranty, I know that it's going to come out of my pocket if there's any breakdown after year 1. And there's plenty of breakdowns with every line, and 1 year sometimes doesn't seem like it's enough. But that's just me, because I'd rather have them fix it than me. But anyways, I appreciate your guys' warranty. I think it's fantastic. And I don't know if you're going to have that warranty across the board for all the chairs coming out, or if it's just the JPs or the 1100, 3000, 4000. But yeah, do you know what the warranties are going to be for like the d.core and etc.?
It's going to vary by model a little bit, but I would just go into it knowing that the higher the price of the chair, the longer the bumper to bumper warranty will be. So if you're buying a flagship, it's probably going to have a 5-year warranty on it.
Yeah.
Because we look at it as, you're buying a premium product that, deserves a long warranty like that. More entry level price chairs will have a smaller warranty, but I would say in general, we're pretty easy to deal with, and we make a genuine effort, to do the best that we can. We don't try to, shirk away from any of those responsibilities.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that in my dealings with you guys. You guys have been fantastic. Just a minute. Oh, we got a question here from Jason again. Why did Decor make the change to you guys?
I like that question.
Yeah.
So,
well, we're not going to mention who the previous dealers are, but or the distributor is. But why did? If you feel comfortable answering that question, why did they make the change?
And I don't think it really has to do necessarily with the previous partner they had. That company is a good company. There's nothing wrong with them. They have great service. I can't say anything negative about them.
Yeah.
The shift has more to do, I think, with the fact that, Decor at its soul is a Japanese company. You know, these guys, they're all based in Japan. They're really focused on their vision for a massage chair. They run a factory in Japan that obviously they want to drive more volume through, and then they see what we do as a company. You know, we specialize in made in Japan. And I think when you look in our industry, you see a lot of companies trying to appear Japanese where maybe they aren't. Where for us, you know, like we're really Japanese. And when I have meetings with our team, I'm trying to push more of my production into Japan and not less of it. And I think that type of messaging, you know, when you are a Japanese brand yourself and you're trying to gain traction for your made in Japan lines, a partner that, you know, really embraces that approach and belief is a better fit than, you know, maybe another partner. And, you know, I never know all the details as to why, you know, people make the decisions they do, but I appreciate the opportunity that they gave us. And I really like their product. I mean, the first time I saw their line at CES, I was like, ooh, it was a showstopper, most beautiful chair that you're going to see. And I really liked it. And when I tried that d.core 2 chair for the first time, I was amazed at how different that massage felt. It was such a better experience with it because that new d.core 2 has got 10 massage rollers in it. So you really get this great massage out of it. And it's a really well thought out approach to massage and trying to deliver the best, most therapeutic experience. The first time I met with the d.core team, they actually showed me why they decide what they decide. So they really like a firmer, more deep tissue massage. And they were actually using ultrasounds, so measuring the penetration of massage strokes of regular massage chairs versus a more deep tissue style massage chair. And they could see that in their massage robot, they were able to get effective penetration down to about 5 centimeters of depth in the tissue. Where most other chairs, it was just like a surface sensation. So they go, it might feel firmer, but it's actually working out tension that's buried deep in there that another massage chair can't do. And so they became very firm in their belief that that was the most therapeutic approach to massage. And it was really intentional in how they did it. So I just really, you know, I found them really fascinating as a company. You know, they're, like you mentioned before, they're massage chair royalty. They've been doing massage chairs in Japan a long time. And, you know, they're a new brand and a new company, but their team is extremely experienced. And, you know, we were happy for the opportunity to work with them.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see that chair coming. I mean, when I sat in it, of course, I noticed some simple things: the quick keys on the left armrest, the different color wood, the elbow airbags that it has, which I didn't see before, and it has Bluetooth, which we didn't, the old ones don't have. So they've definitely made some changes, but I felt just the overall feel of the chair. It was a more comfortable sit, so it almost feels like they've beefed up the padding or something. I don't know what it is, but it was a very comfortable chair to sit in. And I've always loved the d.core. I mean, back when we used to carry it, it was one of my favorites. But I'm excited to see how the d.core 2 does. So those ones will be in May then, right? That'll be your first install of new
I
chairs.
am getting dozens of emails from those guys every night trying to finalize everything to make sure that we can get that flowing on time. So yeah, I should be shipping d.core 2 in May. You know, we'll put up web listings throughout our dealer network a little bit before it arrives. So if it's something people are really excited to try, they should be able to pre-order and be one of the first ones available if they're interested.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Made in Japan. I like it. And of course, like you say, it was a Japanese design in the first place. The d.core was. And now as they're, you know, bringing it home to produce it too. I think that's fantastic. Okay. Anything else that you want to cover in our chat today? I mean, we've covered a lot of stuff, but in really good time too, I might add. But is there anything else that you'd like to discuss or talk about in the industry or as far as your company goes or the products?
You know, I think I would just be more general in saying that I think this year's a very interesting year for the industry. You know, you're seeing a lot of change. You know, some brands are contracting, some brands are growing. Same thing for the dealer network as well too. You know, each dealer's performance is changing a lot. So you're going to see a lot of interesting things come out. And for our company, you know, we're not slowing down at all. You know, I hope I can, you know, be on here later with even more interesting news to share, you know, about other future new products that we're working on. So we're really pushing the needle as fast as we can. And, you know, we appreciate the opportunity to be on here.
Yeah. Well, we enjoy working with you, Nick, and I'm excited to see all these new products coming through. I get we've kind of had the impression that the industry has slowed down a bit, especially since COVID ended and of course all the inflationary stuff kicked in. Have you felt that as well at your end? Have you seen a change in the tempo of sales and whatnot?
Yeah, so I think that's a good observation. I think when you look at things on a market-wide basis, you know, there has been some general slowdown. Depending on what time of the year it is and what quarter, and you look at it year over year, you know, the slowdown can vary a little bit. So we have seen that, but I wouldn't say every country is affected equally. And you'll definitely see a lot of variance between brands. So like, let's say the market is decreasing, you know, in one country, you could still have a handful of brands in that country growing at the expense of their competitors. It's kind of like when you look at the market in Japan, it's a very mature massage chair market. So it's the same three players operating in Japan primarily that supply all the massage chairs. And it's a little bit older population in that country. So you don't see the population growth like you do in the US. But when you look at that market, you know, some brands are actually doing very well right now, like Fujiiryoki being one of them. You know, for us, we've performed really well in the Japan domestic market. We always push ourselves to always do more and more and more. But, you know, there might be other brands that might be struggling a lot more than us. So it just really varies a lot. But you are seeing larger trends globally where, you know, in some regions you are seeing like a decrease in sales. And I kind of look at those events or those times as where maybe the players that were barely holding it together, you know, maybe they disappear. You see a lot of like kind of lower end or basic massage chairs online sold for super cheap where there's very limited support. A lot of times those brands are the ones that, you know, disappear.
Yeah.
I always look at it as if you got a good product and you're a good company, you'll hang around and people will see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've seen that too. We've seen some companies that have come and gone. It's like a real sharp flash in the pan where they just kill it with sales and marketing, and all of a sudden they're gone. And I think that the support is where they end up hurt. I mean, they could sell these, you know, $1,800, $2,000, $2,500 chairs all day long, but eventually the cost there becomes a cost of not providing good support or good business for the customer. And, you know, eventually I think it does come back to bite them in the butt. But yeah, we're real big on the brand names with good customer support. And I'll tell you this, though, my experience has been that some of the name brand companies, they fluctuate with the quality of their support. I'm a real big customer support guy. I believe in that. And I believe that should be an important part of the decision, even though it's not for a lot of people. They're just about price. But some of the companies that we deal with, even they go through ebbs and tides or ebbs and flows of their ability to take good care of the customers in a prompt manner. And so, I mean, we all kind of go through those stages, but we prefer to work with the companies that have the in-home support and that have a good responsive support team. And that's really important to me. And I know it's important to a lot of people that do buy chairs, but
yeah. And I think the approach I take is I look at the intent of the company. You know, do they care about service generally? Do they try to provide good service generally? If the answer is yes, then if they're not able to, you know, it's just an anomaly. They got some staff out, turnover in the office, something like that, you know, parts out of stock or something. because there's some companies that are very marketing oriented and sales oriented,
Yeah.
and they don't prioritize service. And then there's some that do prioritize service. So it was something I noticed. Like when I was a sales rep, I would visit all of these different companies when we were making massage chairs for some of them, and they are definitely not all created equal. You know, some of them are really well run, really good service, really professional. Other ones, they're so small on the inside that you're a little bit surprised that their company's as big as it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of a surprise. But I don't know, you know, that Japanese word kaizen, where constant improvement. Some companies are doing that. They may have had a bad customer support in the past, and they're improving it and trying to make it better. And I appreciate that, because the bigger the animal gets, the harder it is, or the bigger maybe not the animal, but the ship, the bigger the ship becomes, the harder it is to turn it around and make some significant changes. And some companies have done quite well with that, but then I've seen others that have contracted a bit. And that worries me. And you hope it's just like you say, just a blip. And but geez, you never know, man. You never know. But well, doggone it, it's good talking to you, Nick. I always enjoy talking to you. It's kind of nice just to have you here one-on-one for other people to listen to you as well. But thank you. And I can't think of any other questions to ask you. Are there any other questions or comments that anyone else wants to make that's viewing? It looks like our Facebook broadcast, this is the second time it's happened, it didn't go live, so we're going to have to get that fixed. I thought we had it fixed, but we're going to have to get it fixed for the next one. But this broadcast will be, the recording of this broadcast will be posted on our YouTube channel, and it'll be on Facebook and Twitter, and it'll of course be on our website. If you have any questions for Nicholas, I mean, you can always reach out to Fujiiryoki and email. Well, and you can reach out to me if you need his email address or whatever, or if you want to share any of that with us, Nicholas. People are welcome to reach out to you.
Cool.
And then also next month we will have a tentative live stream for, I think it's April 25th. And our guest will be Michael Kagure, who's the president of Daiwa, and that'll be our next one in April. And we have some others scheduled for the rest of the year. But we thank you all for being a part of this broadcast today. Thank you, Nicholas, so much for making time to be here.
No problem.
You're always very, very accommodating, and as is the company. So I really appreciate that. And for those of us that are massage chair nerds, we kind of dig hearing all this stuff. Others couldn't care less. They just want to, they just get rid of my back pain. But there's people that are really interested in this, the logical, logistical and logical component of the business. And so you really, you kind of fit the bill for us today. So thank you so much.
Hey, no problem. Happy to help.
All right, everybody else, thank you. Thank you for being here. And we look forward to our next broadcast. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.